Desperate bid by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to stop Donald Trump even from running for White House? Weeks after Supreme Court relief, big blow for Donald Trump ahead of presidential election. Federal prosecutors file indictment in the January 6 Capitol riots case. Trump mocks fresh indictment in January 6 case, labels it as an attempt to revive dead witch hunt. Following a recent Supreme Court ruling, Special Counsel Jack Smith has filed a new indictment against former U.S. President Donald Trump. The latest indictment removes a section that dealt with Trump's interactions with the Justice Department. The move follows a Supreme Court verdict in which a 6-3 opinion said Trump was entitled to broader immunity from prosecution. The U.S. Supreme Court had ruled that Trump had immunity for official acts, but not unofficial ones. Reacting to the new indictment, Trump's running mate J.D. Vance termed the Fed's efforts as election interference.
Yeah, I haven't read the whole thing, but it looks like Jack Smith doing more of what he does, which is filing these absurd lawsuits in an effort to influence the election. I mean, the one thing that I did see, which I felt was just classic lipstick on a pig, is, of course, the reason the Supreme Court threw out his lawsuit is because they said it implicated the president's official acts, of course, which the president has immunity in conducting those official acts, and yet Jack Smith tried to redefine Mike Pence as from the vice president to the running mate, as if somehow changing those words in an indictment undercuts the fact that Mike Pence is still the sitting vice president and it still directly implicates the president's official acts. So I don't think that it changes anything legally. I think it's clearly an effort to try to do more election interference from Jack Smith. He should be ashamed of himself, and it's one of the reasons why we have to win, because he should not be anywhere near power.
The fresh indictment has triggered a flurry of reaction from Trump on his Truth Social account. He called it an effort to resurrect a dead witch hunt. From the previous 45 pages to the current 36, the indictment in the case has been slimmed down. It removes the references that the Supreme Court singled out in its July verdict. The new indictment explains that Trump's CO conspirators were government officials and were acting in a private capacity. The indictment also tried to distinguish Trump the president from Trump the political candidate. It acknowledged that Trump sometimes used his Twitter account to communicate with the public as president before emphasizing that he also regularly used it for personal purposes. The reworked case is one of 4 indictments against the Republican presidential nominee. Trump remains the first U.S. president to face and be convicted of criminal charges. However, the new indictment does not mean that a trial, in this case, is expected to happen this year. Trump has repeatedly accused the Joe Biden administration of political vendetta against him. The new indictment comes amid a tight race between Trump and Kamala Harris for the presidential elections, due in less than 3 months.